Hello everyone, this is Dr. Douglas Graham speaking. I'm here tonight to talk with you about a brand new retreat that Food and Sport is offering for the very first time this September into October, called Women's Physique Week. Oh, we struggled with the title, let me tell you, but we came up with Women's Physique Week, and we're really proud to do a raw health, fitness, emotional poise, totally women's focus event, totally 80-10-10, in a setting that I'm absolutely sure is going to be perfect. I'd like to make sure first that everyone can hear me properly. If you're having any problems with that, just indicate so on the right side of your screen. And without further ado, we can go right into this webinar. I want to begin the webinar by talking to you about a major misconception that a lot of people have in terms of changing physique, because your physique is totally up to you. You can make it what you want it to be. You can control how you are going to look this year, next year, 5 years from now, and on into the future, whether you want to be lithe or whether you want to be toned or whether you want to be ripped or whether you want to be long and lean or whether you want to look solid, or however it is that you want to appear, you can create that physique, and we're going to show you how to do that. We're actually going to show you how you can become slim and toned without getting big or bulky. And we're going to show you a bunch of other things, and I'll discuss this all tonight with you, right here, right now. But before I do, I just want to ask why you're here. I'd like to take a short poll. It'll only take you 5 or 10 seconds at the most. And it's going to show up in a minute on your screen, or it's off there on the right already. And I'm just going to keep on talking while you take that poll and just explain to us what it is that's the most important reason for you to be here tonight, so that I can give you a webinar that's absolutely geared to meet your needs. So we'll look forward to seeing how that goes, and we'll let you know as well what the outcome of the poll was later in the evening. Now, is it possible? I think the number one reason that I've been told girls and women and ladies don't want to do strength training is because they're afraid that they're going to get big or bulky, or both. They say, oh, I tend to put on muscle really easily, doc. Or they tell me all sorts of things. They're going to get too strong. They're going to get too big. But they really do want the definition. They want that tone. They want to, I mean, we all like to look as good as we can. How do you get slim without getting weak? How do you get strong without getting big and bulky? Well, the answer is that you actually have to create the specific training style that will work for the physique you wish to develop. It turns out we can look at the big and strong people on the planet and see that they aren't always the same people. There's big people, there's strong people, there's some that are big and strong. But being big doesn't make you strong. And being strong does not require that you are big. Big and strong is a myth to some degree. Now, like I say, some people do get big and strong. But that's because they were doing two different types of training at the same time. One type of training that would allow them to get big, and another kind of training that would allow them to get strong. And that's okay. You can do both. If you have the time and the energy and the incentive to do both, you can do both. You can get big and strong, but you don't have to. And especially for ladies, there's usually not much desire unless you're a bodybuilder specifically, or you compete in some way in physique. There's usually not much desire to see how big you can get, how muscly. It's nice to have the definition, but that's a different story. That's not about how big you are. That's about how much fat you carry over the muscles. So we want to see the proper kind of training happen for the kind of physique that you want to develop. And we know it's true because you know the tennis player has the one arm bigger than the other, and the runners have the legs that really look like runners' legs. You can pick them out. So what is the proper kind of training that we would call strength training that's going to give you the strength to do what you want to do without making you big? Because big is not part of the goal, and big doesn't really make you stronger. In the case of strength training, bigger just isn't better. Your body will give you, in all types of fitness training, exactly what you ask of it. The way you train is the way your body will develop. And although it might seem obvious that strength comes as a result of strength training and not from endurance training, you do endurance training, you get better at enduring. Still, a lot of people mix them up, confuse them somehow, and we hear often, well, runners do get stronger. Well, yes, runners do get a little bit stronger because there is a little bit of strength training involved in what they do. But mostly what they're doing is a type of muscle action that requires a different muscle fiber. The muscle fibers you may have heard, there's fast twitch fibers, there's slow twitch fibers, there's even a kind of fiber that's sort of a mix between the two. And essentially what this means is that not only are they fueled in different ways, but that they are activated, the muscle fibers themselves are activated depending on what kind of use you put the muscle under. If you do things that are lightweight, jogging, repetitive actions, not a strong contraction, you use a specific muscle fiber that tends to recover really quickly and uses oxygen to fuel that muscular activity, to support the fueling, if you will, because all muscular activity is fueled with sugar, but in the process also using oxygen. As opposed to if you pick up something super heavy, you activate completely different fibers, the fast twitch fibers, and they only are activated under extremely heavy load. So it depends how you want to use them. Now, when we go into something like bodybuilding, we're using relatively light weights, but the number of repetitions performed with those weights is, in terms of weight training, we do 40, but usually it's in the 15 to 35 range, and this is used to make the muscles hypertrophy, to grow in size. Often you'll do 2 or 3 sets of 15 to 35 repetitions. And the bodybuilders use this formula. They say if they can't do 15 repetitions with a certain weight, then that weight is too heavy. And if they can do 35 or more, then the weight is too light. They have to work right in that range to where they totally poop out And this will result in the hypertrophy, muscular growth, that is so famous to bodybuilders, where they get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, strength develops from a relatively heavy weight. The exercise is performed at relatively low repetitions, maybe only 1 or 2 or 3, 4 or 5. Is it no man's land between 5 and 15? Not at all. But what it is a little bit of both kinds of training. You're getting into strength training, and you're also getting into bodybuilding. There's nothing wrong with either one. Both are valuable. It depends on the physique you wish to develop. It's not a secret that strength develops from challenging strength. But I'm shocked. I'm just endlessly entertained, in a good way, from the number of people who tell me that they're doing strength training in the gym, and they go into the gym and they do 15, 20 reps of this and 30 reps of that, and then they get on the Stairmaster and go for half an hour, and they call that strength training. It is not. And they will not really develop much, if any, strength as a result. If you want to develop strength, you have to challenge absolute strength. So the bodybuilders would use the 15 to 35 and say if they can't do 15, it's too heavy. If they can do 35, it's too light. And the strength athletes will use the same concept with 1 to 5 repetitions, and they'll go, well, if I can't do 1, it's too heavy. But if I can do 5, I should probably be training with a heavier weight. Now, we want to get toned. We want the muscles to show. So in one case, we're building up the muscles a bit, or just making them stronger if we don't want to get any bigger at all. But we still want the muscles to show. We want that, not necessarily ripped like a marathon runner, but certainly those clean lines and definition that comes from carrying very little excess body fat. And most people, when asked, would you like to lose some weight? They'll say, sure, I'd like to lose some weight, and I want to give you some help. The easiest way to lose weight is to do more and eat less. End of story. And I've seen the people who do that, and what they tend to do is eat less and less until they get in trouble, nutritionally or psychologically. Often they do more and more, but at a lower and lower rate of intensity. So I talked to a woman who wanted to lose weight, and she told me that she runs 20 miles every day. You know, wow, 20 miles every day. That's some serious running. It's a lot of running. And she said, I can't drop an ounce. I've got 50 pounds to lose. I can't drop an ounce. And so we talked, and I asked her the obvious question, how intense? How intense was this exercise, this running? She said, well, I'm running as fast as I can. Wow, as fast as you can. How long does it take you to run 20 miles? She said, 5 hours. But wow, that's 4 miles an hour. That's considered a fast walk. That's not a run. We worked on teaching her how to run faster for much, much, much shorter distances and much, much, much shorter lengths of time. And as she raised the intensity, she lowered her weight dramatically. She reduced the amount of time it took her to exercise, gave her more time in her day. She also ran much more rapidly. She dropped from running 15-minute miles down to 9-minute miles. And this whole process took about 6 months of a gradual transition. And at 9-minute miles, she could lose some weight. It was intense enough. Otherwise, the intensity was so low that the calorie burn, even though she did it for 4 or 5 hours per day, the calorie burn was only, 600-800 calories in total. She ran faster, she could burn far more calories in far less time, and started dropping weight. So there's many ways to do it, but the classic do more, eat less, well, there's another problem with do more and eat less, and that is that a lot of people were just not fit enough to do a lot more. They'd love to do more, but they really can't. I mean, somebody like a world-class athlete might be able to, through physical activity, utilize 10, 12, 14, even 16,000 calories per day. Tour de France riders often do 14,000 calories a day every day for a month, whereas the average person's eating 2,000 or 3,000 calories a day and is only fit enough to do maybe another 400 or 500 calories worth of activity, sometimes even less. Depends on fitness levels. Getting fitter certainly helps, and one way to do that is to raise the intensity, but the thing we can control is how much we eat, how many calories in what we eat. And if we want to lower our weight by dropping our calorie intake, the first thing to do is eat more. Yes, that's right, eat more. Eat more volume. A smaller meal is going to be less satisfying than a larger meal. One of the big cues that we use to know if we've eaten to satiation is a cue received. It's a stretch response from stretch receptors in our stomach that tell us when we've had enough volume. And so fruits and vegetables, being very high in fiber compared to all other foods, they're the highest in fiber. They help give you more volume. They're also very high in water and, once again, give you more volume. Fruits and vegetables, of course, are also universally accepted health foods. They're known as the best foods for us. My simple take home on this is that if you control the quality of what you eat, the quantity of what you eat will take care of itself. You won't eat too much when you're eating foods that are low caloric density, high volume. It works to everybody's best advantage. So the high water content, the high fiber content, and the lowest calories per bite of all, the low caloric density foods that take home the prize, are vegetables. They carry fewer calories per bite than any other food. So what do we do with all that? We have to start to control the calories in and the calories out. As I mentioned, the fitter you are, the more you can affect the calories out. But the healthier you get, you can also focus that into more fitness activity. For most of us, we really have to begin by learning to eat fruits and vegetables, and especially vegetables, in order to raise the volume, eat enough calories without eating too many, and reduce the calories in. And then the rest will pretty much take care of itself. It's a rather good deal for us. If I'm not mistaken, at this point, we have the results of our poll. So let's see. I believe Kevin is here to tell us the results of
Yes.
our poll. Hi, Kev.
Hello, Dr. Graham. The top answer was emotional eating or binge eating, which with 48%, and 21% said that lack of a fun, customized fitness plan was hindering their achievement of an ideal physique. lack of support network came in at 18%, and lack of nutritional understanding came in at 12%.
Wow, so it's a pretty nutritionally savvy group, or they don't think that the nutrition per se is holding them back. Well, that's good to know, and I've seen this change over time. Although the emotional part is huge, and we want to really focus in there, it's interesting because a decade ago, when very few people had yet heard of 80-10-10, most of the people who came to events such as this came for nutritional understanding. They really wanted to know. Nowadays, we've put those concerns to rest, and usually when I talk to a group, they're very nutritionally savvy, and they can start to get into other areas of better understanding how their body works and how they can put the lifestyle cards in their favor. So we'll certainly keep our focus there. And it's good to know, because as we continue to customize Women's Physique Week, we want it to be exactly what you want to get. And so we can see that our primary concerns is to teach you how to stop sabotaging yourself, your own health and fitness goals, through some of the emotional issues that come up, and how your emotions affect your eating as well. These are big issues for us. We want to help you right then and there put an end to emotional eating, and we're going to focus on that quite a bit. We want to create the support of other people so that, you know, almost every study I've ever read on how to, not only studies, but articles on how to really succeed with your exercise program has included exercise with a friend. Now, I like to exercise on my own. I enjoy it. But I also enjoy the social part of exercising with a friend. For me, the thing that makes exercise the best is when I can conceive of what I'm doing as a game. And so if your current fitness program is just plain boring, or it's not bringing you exactly the results that you want it to bring you, it's time to strongly consider some of the benefits of Women's Physique Week. At Women's Physique Week, we will help you develop an eating plan customized to helping you reach and keep hold of your ideal goal weight. We're going to create with you your personalized fitness program that will help you develop into the physique that you most wish to be seen with. We're going to meet other women who are totally focused on the same goals as yourself, and of course discuss the nutrition and discuss the facts and the figures that go into fitness training in order to make it work for you. We want you to overcome your emotional obstacles right at the seminar. We're going to take time. I'll tell you up front, you might cry, but it'll be good. But you can overcome your emotional obstacles. I'm going to show you how to do it and put them behind you to the point where you don't even see the obstacles anymore. You just see what you were reaching out for. You can learn the rules, the guidelines, the drills, and the skills that will help you achieve your dream body. And of course, it's my trademark is to learn how to make fun out of everything I do, and certainly to make my fitness training become not only efficient, meaning I do it in the least amount of time and get done what I want to get done, making it effective, but I also want the whole thing to be fun. It's interesting, you know, because you watch a game of basketball and you see people playing a game. They're playing tennis, they're playing a game. When they're developing their physique, ooh, is that a game? Most people don't think of it that way. Personally, I do. I think that strength training is a game, and I enjoy that game very, very much. Not only is it a physical game, it's an intense mental game. I've had some strength athletes tell me that they think that 90% of strength training is a mental game, and that the other 10% is mostly mental. And we've designed and set up our retreat center in order to best meet your needs in terms of the goals of Women's Physique Week. We have a center that has beauty, that's magnificent beauty. Every night, the sunset is stellar. The days in September into early October tend to be the warmest and driest and most comfortable time of year in that area of the United States, the Pacific Northwest. We're about an hour and a half north of Seattle SeaTac Airport. We've got a beautiful facility that is lovely in every way. The grounds are great. The buildings are super and being upgraded this year with new roofing, new interiors, an entire new trust for us. There's swimming, there's lots of woods, there's acres and acres of woods and mountains everywhere. We can go on hikes in the mountains. We'll have an intense nature experience. I mean, there's elk, there's salmon, there's, my goodness, there's eagles up in the sky, you'll hear the coyotes in the night. It's really lovely. And everything about the center I have found to be ideal for me. Of course, the comforts, the creature comforts. It's nice to sit by the fire and just talk with a friend, to enjoy the comfort of your cozy double room or triple room or whatever room you're in. We get to choose with this. And we find that I literally, I couldn't find a nicer spot, a more pleasant spot to do exactly the things we're going to do at Women's Physique Week. And of course, one of the things we're going to do is eat some food. Let's just enjoy that part of the journey as we go through some of the ideal food. Now here we're focusing on vegetables and making them pleasant. I mean, dressings come in pitchers, and you can use as much as you want of those dressings. There's no fat in the dressings. The dressings are just made out of vegetables, and it's obviously we have all sorts of ways to present, because we're going to be bringing you food brought and created and designed and manufactured in our own kitchens, 100% raw, whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic foods made by our chefs trained in 80-10-10. We have this year some of the best chefs that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's all presented magnificently. Make it pretty, make it tasty, and just keep all you want. We don't restrict the volume. And we're going to create foods that are exactly what you desire. And so you'll make preferences known. If you have foods that you don't want to eat at all, we will work around all your special needs. If everyone in the group expresses a same or similar goal, we will present those foods done in that way. So we can keep it coming. I'm just so excited by the people who are going to be working for you, and we want to start out in the kitchen. In the kitchen, I'm just honored still. I've known Alicia Ojeda for 14 years, and I've been impressed with her from the first day I met her. She is a classically trained chef. She has run kitchens that served 3 meals a day to 14,000 people. She is she's on top of everything. I mean, she's a classic eyes behind your head kind of person. She knows what's going on in her kitchen, and she loves working with 80-10-10 food. She's seen fantastic transformations in her own life, and I'm just excited to have Alicia with us for this event. Katie Crane's been eating 80-10-10 for almost 5 years now. She's attended practically every event that Food and Sport offers, and quite a few of those events she's attended many times. This past year, she was our head chef in Costa Rica, and she ran that kitchen fantastically well. I'm just so happy to have her back, and she's going to be at Alicia's elbow, running the kitchen with her as her main assistant for the entire Women's Physique Week. Katie's also working with me at the moment, helping to create our ebook of 80-10-10 Simply Delicious Recipe Book Series, which I'm really happy has been met with a great reception, and look forward to releasing copy after copy after copy so that you can see our soups and salads and our just noodles and our sandwiches and wraps and rolls and on through the various recipes that we'll be presenting for you. Well, this is me. I'm still smiling because I'm really that happy. Yes, I was a competitive trampolinist at one point in my life, and people ask me about that still. You know, how was it being a competitive? I got to coach, and that was my first taste of coaching. And I coached a team of 7 children between the ages of 8 and 16. And in 1980, at the national championships in the United States, all 7 of those children took home at least one gold medal, first place in the nation. I was really thrilled with that. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of world-class athletes, and I'm looking forward to taking those training secrets that I use with them and bringing them to you to make them user-friendly for you and easy to accept and utilize and work right into your own training program. I'm going to be doing a presentation each day at Women's Physique Week and looking at the different aspects of what might hold you back from reaching your goals. So we'll look at health as an inside job and what does it take to create that health, and why is beauty always associated with health. I'm going to teach you the specifics of physique that allow you to sculpt the body of your dreams, and how long it will take, give you the plan, give you the exercises, let you choose and see exactly what's involved. We'll look at emotional eating and what it is that could stop you, and who we really are cheating when we cheat, why we cheat, and what's up with that, what drives you to that, and what can we do to prevent that from happening. I'm going to help you with goal setting, with the vertical alignment of goals, so that you make sure that the goals that are most important to you are the ones that are getting the most time from you and the most energy from you and the most focus, and so that you actually reach your goals rather than just make goals. We're going to look at body image and what you see compared to what everybody else sees. Obviously more, as we call them, tips for the hips. How to create permanent, realistic weight loss. And if you wish to gain, how to do that too. and always a little something on relationships. I think it's important, whoever your partner is, if your partner's not happy, how happy can you be? There's got to be some kind of limit there. We're also going to have two of my all-time favorite presenters at Women's Physique Week. I'm just excited to be able to tell you that. Shari Leiterman, I've known Shari for more than 25 years. She's been a raw fooder that entire time. She has coached so many people over the years, presented at lots of events of up to international caliber. She is really sharp, incredibly insightful, very sensitive. And back 20 years ago, Shari worked with me as a co-manager of my fasting retreat, where we help people learn the lifestyle that would allow them to maintain perpetual health. Shari is going to be giving presentations every day, including those having to do with loving yourself and cultivating beauty from the inside out. Mastering the principles so that you can honor the birthright beauty that you are already given. How to accept the blessings that are coming to you all the time, and how to bring more into your life. Obviously, aging gracefully. We're all going to age, and hopefully gracefully. And accepting the different phases that we go through, and learning what to expect and how to make the most of that, is something that Shari has fully embraced and can teach so that everyone will understand. She's going to talk about the foods that will best support your goals and how to be present, how to be in the now, and the importance of living right here, right now. I'm looking forward to these talks, hopefully even as much or more than you are. Lisa Holt, Lisa Lightning Bolt Holt, is going to be with us, has agreed to be with us for the Women's Physique Week, and is actually one of the idea people behind the creation of Women's Physique Week. She's really helped me a lot in the creation of it, along with Shari. And Lisa is a champion in her own right. I mean, look at her. She's a fitness competitor, has helped thousands of people transform their health, and Lisa has won many competitions, just recently competed yet again. She's got accolades that go on and on for her. So I'm really, really excited to have her with us. I've watched her teach a lot of classes, and there's nobody that I would want teaching these aspects of physique development more than Lisa. She's going to be creating and presenting these talks every day, a talk. And her humor shows through right from the beginning. I want to be lean, but, and she's going to take a look at what are our excuses and why do we make excuses and what's going on there. From self-doubt to self-acceptance. What do you tell yourself? What's really going on deep inside? And how can you learn to talk to yourself in a way that will be most supportive? We're going to look at motivation and drive. And are they the same? Are they different? Can we get both working for us? Lisa's an esthetician. She knows her beauty tricks. She's managed a salon for many years, out on the West Coast, and she'll teach you the skills to looking your best. She will help each of us develop a customized fitness goal plan, and we'll show you how you can track and reach every goal on your list. And of course, she'll show you why the hit and miss approach won't get you there, and how to become consistent, and why such consistency is so important. I'd like to share with you just a brief idea of what a day looks like at the Women's Physique Week retreat. The day starts early, but it ends early too. We get the most of the day every day. And it starts with a class with Shari. She'll be a wake up, a warm up, a toning. We're not there to hurt anybody, of course. We understand and expect that no one should ever get hurt at our retreat, and it's never a competition. We're there to support you in reaching your goals. And Shari is among the best I've ever seen at teaching such classes that will be fun, entertaining, valuable, and guide us towards a nice, gentle awakening. We'll have a breakfast meal followed by a lecture from Lisa, and then a fitness class, also presented by Lisa. A short break, and then lunch. Another break before a lecture. Shari will present each of her lectures, and this will be followed by a fitness class that I'm happy to give to tie together Shari's fitness class with Lisa's fitness class and mine. We'll tie those things together and put them all into a bundle and turn it into fun and play. We'll have a meal, and I'll do an evening presentation every night. Lots of questions and answers. We'll talk until it's enough, and plenty of time yet to start another day. I'd like to open up to questions and answers and make that happen as soon as we possibly can. So hopefully Kevin's still on the line.
I certainly am, Dr. Graham.
Wow, that's so cool. And Kevin is going to help me by asking the questions that he's accrued while I was busy doing my webinar. And I'm going to give you as much time as it takes to answer them. It should be fun. I know I always enjoy question and answer, so what do you have for me tonight, Kevin? Kevin?
Yes, I'm still here. The first
Okay.
question I have comes from Molly, and she's wondering if you are able to cater to someone who doesn't do well with tomatoes or nightshades.
Well, that's the easiest thing in the world, Molly. We've had many people come who up front say, look, just don't give me anything with tomatoes. And we can easily get around that. It's not a problem in the least. Had some people say they don't like certain foods, no problem. Other people say they're allergic to certain foods, and we certainly want to know that. And again, no problem. And tomatoes are easy. We use tomatoes because we have access to some of the best tomatoes in the world in September, October on the west coast of the United States. But we can easily accommodate you. Not even an issue, nothing to think twice about. You tell us the foods you like best. Those will be your mainstay of your diet. We'll show you how to enjoy them by creating beautiful and delicious meals with your favorite foods.
Thank you. The next question comes from Andrea, and she's wondering if there's an age limit.
Well, there must be an age limit, but there's no age limit to Women's Physique Week. No, we don't have a limit. Children aren't typically super participants at most of our events. Most of our events tend to be adult oriented, but it depends on the child. We've had 12-year-olds come and have a blast at a variety of my events in Costa Rica as well as in Cedro. An upper limit? No, we have no upper limit. What we ask is that people come and bring their motivation with them. If they're motivated to improve themselves, if they want to grow, we want to have you and we want to help you.
Thank you again. The next question comes from Renee, and she's wondering, and is also asked in the chat box as well, if this event is geared for beginners. Will it be well suited for someone who's just starting on a raw path or just starting to get fit again?
The event isn't geared for beginners. The event will handle people of all fitness levels, all experience levels with 80-10-10. Because it is such a small group of people, and we keep all of our retreats small intentionally to be able to provide custom attention to each person. And so we're going to have, we're going to have easily one staff member for every two guests. There will be lots of time to hold people's hands and explain everything they need to know from the most beginning basics. We start with the beginning basics, and every day the event grows. So yes, we can easily handle beginners, but I wouldn't want to put off an experienced, rough and ready, high-level athlete from coming if they want to end up even better than when they arrived.
Thank you for that answer. And that seems to be the end of the questions. Unless anyone still has any questions, please type them into the chat box. There seems to be a silence amongst the chatters.
We'll give them a moment. We'll give them a moment. There's still people out there?
Yes.
I know there are. I know there are. We have a lot of people on this webinar tonight. I was quite surprised, actually. The numbers were staggering, and I'm really glad for that. It's a lot of fun to do a talk, and it's even more fun to talk to a lot of people. So I look forward to making it happen at Women's Physique Week. I'm sure we'll have a full house and just that close family feel. It's going to be a lot of fun with Lisa and with Shari and with Alicia and Katie and Grant. We're going to have ourselves a fantastic week of life-changing goal setting and overcoming and putting things behind us and really getting our emotions under control. Not that we force them to happen, but that we learn how to experience them in a way that is really supportive of a positive outcome.
And we do have a couple
I
more
look
questions.
forward to being. Yeah, here they come. Well, usually once they get started, they just keep coming.
Andrea's wondering, what if you are underweight? Will this program still be suitable?
Okay. The program is not geared specifically to help you lose weight. The program is geared specifically to help you attain your ideal or your goal weight. And so for people who are underweight, we're going to show you, let's discover why that is, what we can do about it, and then how to have a plan for putting that weight on. Now, weight's funny. Weight comes in three categories, you know. Weight can be water, and you can drop 15 pounds of water in a matter of an hour or two if you're sweating profusely. Or you can gain 8 pounds of water if you drink a gallon of water. But most people aren't talking about water weight. We also have muscle, and you can be very light in your musculature, or you can be very heavy in your musculature. And if you are very, very light in your musculature, you're often going to be lighter in weight than the average person. We can teach you the physique secrets that will allow you to grow your muscles if you wish, so that you can put on muscle weight. And then, of course, the third kind of weight is just plain fat. And there's plenty of women who are so lean, so little body fat, that it actually results in ill health, hormonal problems that can lead to osteoporosis, can lead to a host of emotional and physical problems simply from being too low in body fat. And again, we can address that and show you what to eat and how much to eat in order to gain weight healthfully.
Thank you for the answer, Doug. The next question.
I mean, I would say that was a spot on question for Women's Physique Week. The answer, it's a yes answer, and that's really what Women's Physique Week is about.
I think you'll have a quick answer for this. It comes from Maria, and she's wondering if a 14-year-old can attend.
I would want to at least talk to any teenager before they came. I would want to talk to their parents, and I would want to know a little bit more what was going on. But we've had many 14-year-olds attend Health and Fitness Week. We've had them attend Banana Island. We've had them attend our walking tour event, and even intern at the fasting event for 5 weeks down in Costa Rica. I find that a 14-year-old can be magnificently mature, and it's going to depend on the individual. I'd like to talk to them before I just said carte blanche yes, but I have no problem with a 14-year-old attending. We are family style in our approach. It's clean. Um, Everyone is very highly respectful, and we'd love to have a teenagers. We have a lot of the. I mean, when Katie, who now works for us, when she first came, she was 16. So, yes.
Thank you. The next question comes from Linda, and she's curious to know if she will be able to create A1010 food while at the retreat. Will she learn how to create different recipes and cuisines?
Most of the most of the food at Women's Physique Week is going to be presented to you. The participants of Women's Physique Week will literally be served. But one of the goals of that week is to serve food that you can see how it was done. We're not trying to, I mean, some foods we make are so complicated that by the end of the day, you don't really understand how it was done. But Women's Physique Week won't be like that. Also, Chef Alicia and Chef Katie will be there, and they are thrilled to explain their procedures in how did they make this, how did they make that. If someone wants to actually be in the kitchen for large portions of Women's Physique Week, they can actually do what we call a work exchange at Women's Physique Week and be in the kitchen, seeing where the food comes from, how is it made from start to finish, what actually happens back there. And we do have usually 1 or 2 spots for a work exchange person to help in the kitchen. So it depends on how strong your desire is to know what's going on back there. Do you want to participate in the classes and the lectures, or are you really more interested in the food? But both options are open.
Great answer. The next question comes from Jill, and she's curious if she needs to be super fit in order to attend this.
Oh, if you can make it up a flight of stairs, you're fit enough to attend Women's Physique Week. All classes are taught on a custom level. All the classes, all the fitness classes are done to your individual ability level. And so we don't really care. We've had people attend other fitness weeks with us where they couldn't walk and chew gum and couldn't really walk a straight line. Um, I actually did have a lady come who I'm still in very close friendship and close contact with, who came to Health and Fitness Week, and there was a flight of stairs, and she had to stop twice, a third of the way up and two-thirds of the way up, a flight of stairs, and had no problem at Health and Fitness Week. In fact, came back at least twice more after that because she appreciated the event so much. Certainly at Women's Physique Week, I'm anticipating there'll be a lot of beginners, but I'm also anticipating that there'll be some super fit ladies coming to attend to get even fitter. It's not a competition. We're there to hold everybody's hand, and we will show you how to equalize between those different fitness levels so that everyone is successful and challenged at the event. They can have a ton of fun doing the fitness. Anybody could do it.
Thank you. That brings an end to the questions I have here. I did want to mention that Culinary Skills Week is also a fantastic time to learn culinary skills and expand your repertoire of 80-10-10 cuisine for that previous question.
Right, right. I mean, that's a good thought. For the people who really want to know
Right.
how to make 80-10-10 cuisine, Culinary Skills Week will. I've watched this event happen now about 8 times, 7 times, I believe, and it's just quantum leap in ability. Once people see it and they go, oh, oh, and then it's just one thing after the next all day long. You spend approximately half your time in the classroom and the other half in the kitchen, and the amount of improvement that I see from people from the beginning to the end is just astonishing. And we do have actually several people now that have attended that have attended the Culinary Skills Week who are now professionally making food on an international market. So it's quite something to see.
I know it certainly helped me at the end. Um,
If there aren't more questions, you really don't have more questions? Well, that was painless. It was easy. I hope you enjoyed every bit of it. I look forward to you attending future webinars. They're a joy for me to give, and I encourage you to come to Food and Sport retreats. I look forward to welcoming you into our Food and Sport family, getting to know you, making friends, having a blast, and helping you in every way to succeed in reaching your health and fitness physique goals.